jump in and start talking again, okay?
Yep.
Make sure this is okay. That's good. All right. Ooh, hang on. Greetings and hello there, everyone. It is I, your beloved Star Wars dad, Nooch Too Good, here after a long hiatus with Dad Talks. It's been a minute. I've been kind of getting distracted by a bunch of stuff, but we're here with Dad Talks. We're talking to Fraxacious today. Fraxacious, say hello to the folks.
Hello, folks.
There we go. So let's take a look at this roster first of all. I can already see you're in Rhodium 3. You've got Profundity and Jedi Master Luke, and let's jump in here. So what is your 5.8 million? You've got Jedi Master Luke, Inquisitor, Starkiller, and Profundity. What's your motivation? Where did you start, and how did you end up where you are right now with your roster?
I kind of just started with an initial like Jedi Revan farm. I think that was kind of what got me going. I always loved the KOTOR characters, so getting those characters up. And then from there, I kind of just started slowly farming up meta teams like CLS, Padme. I eventually ended up getting Gas. You build up Grievous, stuff like that. And then I decided I should probably go for a GL. I always liked Jedi. They were the coolest part of Star Wars to me, and so I decided to go for JML when it was just him, C, Rey, and Kylo. I decided to go for JML, so I started farming that, and then I would lose almost every GAC I ever did because my opponent would put Executor on defense and I had no way to beat it. And so I got angry and started farming Profundity when it came out.
So you're beating all these 7-star Executors with your, was it 4 or 5-star for the 5-star Profundity, is that right?
Yeah, I got it 5-star kind of recently, but I don't know, something about Profundity. 4 stars and you can beat almost anything.
Yeah. So were you following a farming guide, or what were you paying attention to that got you on? I mean, it sounds like you were going after a core team strategy, and then just finish up with a Galactic Legend after you got down the road with that.
Yeah, I think I kind of did my own thing at first when I was getting Jedi Revan, and then I think I watched one of Arnold's first farming guides, and I didn't really follow his guide because he said to do stuff I didn't really do. But the premise was interesting, so I kind of made my own. And I just went into like, Google Sheets and wrote down like all the characters I wanted. I have a big thing of all the different ways you can farm characters, and I just have a list of characters in the order of which I want to farm them. And so I kind of just laid out a plan. I'm someone who really likes to plan and stuff when I play games like this, so I had a lot of fun just sitting there for hours, like coming up with, all right, I'm gonna farm this team, and then this team, and then this team, and I just kind of came up with that.
I don't think you're alone there. Hey, folks in comments, let me know if you are a spreadsheet planner. Pop in here. Let Fraxacious know so he doesn't feel like he's alone in that. But we've talked to a few folks on here that are big in spreadsheets. I don't do it myself. I wouldn't say I've never done it. There are times when I take advantage of it. For me, probably right now, I'm managing too many accounts to sit down with a spreadsheet and do it all. But a lot of people really like to plan it out and see what's way ahead of them and put their gear down and tick it off as you go. Now, it looks like you're moving your way toward Jedi Master Kenobi as well here. Is that right?
It's kind of a weird thing where I've never necessarily gone directly after him. I just keep going for teams that are part of his requirements. Like, I watched some video about how really good Qui-Gon Jinn is on defense, and so I decided to put that team together, and then kind of just put other teams together. And I'm actually decently close now, but I've never actually sat down and been like, alright, I'm going for Kenobi.
Well, I mean, you're not that far away. I mean, you've got... I'd have to look at it. if you have Boca Tan, I think you might have everything.
Yeah, I don't have Boca Tan 7-star, and so I need to do her 7-star, and then I need Cad Bane, her, and the bad clones, and then everyone else is already relic. They're just not like high enough relics.
Yeah, that seems, clone sergeant you need to get up. Yeah, you said the bad clones. I mean, honestly, that seems like that'd be a pretty solid move if you just got 4 characters to relic and you got Jedi Master Kenobi. That would be I think it'd be a pretty smart path to take.
Yeah, I'm kind of a weird guy. I don't know. I'm pseudo perfectionist when it comes to doing stuff like this. So when I have a toon that I'm gonna try and build up, it's really hard for me to build them up and then just have them sit there and do nothing. And so in my head, when I was thinking about doing Kenobi, I was like, okay, if I'm gonna get Boca Tan up, then I should probably get the Mandalorians up. And so I started doing that, and then I thought about that, and then I think that's exactly when Profundity, I started doing that instead, because ships was like the main reason I was losing, and so I was like, okay, realistically, ships is going to be way bigger of a payoff for me than getting all these teams up.
I gotcha. So, I had something to ask you and it disappeared, but what got you into Star Wars, and what got you into this game and into Star Wars in general?
My dad has always been like a sci-fi and stuff like that guy. When growing up, he showed me and my brother all the Star Trek, Star Wars, big on Lord of the Rings, stuff like that. So I was always big on Star Wars when I was a kid. I feel like most people were. And then I just kind of kept going with it. I always thought it was cool. I remember watching my dad play through KOTOR on like the original Xbox when I was a kid. And then they started releasing the new Star Wars movies when I was in high school, like 7, 8, and 9. And then I think right after going to see 9 with my family, it was like, man, I'm feeling Star Wars mood. Let me see if there's any like Star Wars games I can play. And that's when I downloaded this game.
Well, that's when the game came out. Was when Force Awakens came out. Was when this game came out. So back in the day. So, all right. It looks like you got a secondary trooper team up here. I like this. Let me pull up these Imperial Troopers. You've got the Iden Versio team here. That's kind of hot. What I mean, you put that on defense in Grand Arena? You go on offense? What are you doing with this thing?
This is actually my newest team, so this will be my first 5v5 with them built up. I kind of always had Iden sitting there close, and I was in a mode where I really just needed a lot of Kairos and signal data mostly, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna farm a team on the side that requires like almost no gear and very little signal data, and these bad troopers like require like almost no gear at all, so I kind of just farmed Iden on the side, got her up, and then I think it was mostly her ship, and I was trying to find different ways to farm ship counters, because I'm not going to get Leviathan, and so I was just trying to get up like other good fleets, and so I was drawn into the Empire fleets because I have Grand Inquisitor now, and so you can do like the Scythe counter to Profundity, I think, and so I was just building up her ship, and I was like, okay, I might as well get her built up as well.
So are you farming Scythe with your Conquest currency right now?
I think I'm at like 290 or something on the shards.
Okay.
And so I don't have the rest of the fleet ready just because it takes so long to farm ships. So I'm not really like rushing it. By the time I have everything else ready, I'll be done with that through Proving Grounds.
Is Scythe a 7-star unlock, or are you just getting it to 7 stars before you unlock it?
It's a 7-star unlock.
Interesting, because the Interceptor is not a 7-star unlock. That I hadn't, they're both Conquest units. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, it is kind of weird that the other one is 5-star and this one's 7-star. But I guess this one's a lot better, so maybe they wanted to gate it.
What else you got on here? So you decided to get the Iden team. You got spreadsheets up and running. What do you have yourself going toward right now if it's not Jedi Master Kenobi?
I actually just decided to go for the Cal farm because I just recently finished that new game and really liked it, liked the characters, and because JML is my only GL, the fact that you could beat like almost every team with Cal with JML really drew me in to be like, okay, well this just makes it so that I never have to worry, because I take my JML on offense almost every time because I have a GL disadvantage, and being able to always beat a team will be pretty useful for me.
Yeah, I mean, hey man, go for it. That'd be great. It sounds like you've got exact ideas what you want to do. I don't know, man. It'd be really hard for me. You've got Commander Ahsoka. It's hard for me to say, don't go get Jedi Master Kenobi. I just think he would be awesome. But man, you got to do what you got to do, and you got to do what you love, and chase your joy. I don't know. That's. I'm trying to find a phrase, or that's not the right phrase.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I'm so close that I would be lying if I wasn't every once in a while when I finish a farm, be like, man, I could just jump over and do this. And then I think I just look at my Boca Tan shards, and then I just decide to do something else.
I'm gonna take a look at her. Where do you have her at? Is she even? Oh, she's not even. No, here she is. She's at 4 stars on here. So you got, I don't know, a couple months of farming to get her to 7 stars.
Yeah. Honestly, it's not that too bad. But like I said, when I think about Boca Tan, I'm also like exactly 1 proving grounds away from 330 mall shards.
Right.
So I feel like if I do that, I might as well get up the Mandalorian's team because I can do a lot of work with that, especially in the new raid. So.
Yeah, and what about Beskar Mando? Have you done that? I thought I saw some of his characters down here.
Yeah, I got up the bounty hunters initially, just to make my bounty hunter team better, but I'm still lacking on Queel and IG shards just because I never took the time to properly farm them up. But if I'm gonna do the Mandalorians, then I'm definitely gonna go for him as well.
Yeah. Well, I've looked at a few of your mod sets. Your Jedi Knight Revan is super fast. You've got 162 extra speed on it. That's a classic fast speed Jedi Knight Revan. So what's your philosophy on mods, or how often do you work on them, or what do you do with mods?
Yeah, mods is one of those things where I wish I took it more seriously a while ago. I'm getting better at it now for sure, but I really like my Jedi team, especially because before I got JML, I had Jedi Knight Luke, and so you have to have your mods really fast to do the Kylo counter, and so I ended up getting really into mods to try and get that counter working. But now I'm kind of getting to the point where especially after these Inquisitors that I just finished up, I'm kind of running low on top tier mods, and so I've been doing more mod refreshes and stuff. It's just hard to do mod refreshes with your farming refreshes when a conquest is going on, because if you're trying to get a good conquest box, you kind of need to do some refreshes for that, unless you have a super good roster.
Yeah, I hear you there. It's like it's balancing where do the crystals go. And I don't know if you watched my video today, but I'm hoarding crystals on both my accounts now, so I can just 7-star my both executors next month. And it's like, but I'm refreshing conquest at the same time and trying to fill in my Datacrons. And you got a lot of these current Datacrons, man. You have activated the Datacron gods here.
Yeah, I kind of went ham last conquest. Because I kind of took a mini break. Maybe it was like for 3 months. It was the last Trench conquest and then the first 2 Fury Interceptor conquests. It was kind of covering that span where I was busy with real life stuff, so I wasn't doing as much conquest and stuff. And so I had no way to get Fury Interceptor, so I spent all my time building up Datacrons, and then I had a lot of Datacron currency, and so this time I was like, okay, this Datacron set is really good, so I'm going to go really hard for it. I haven't even spent a lot of the stuff that I've gotten recently. This is almost all from last conquest.
Now, here's a question. You've got 3 Old Republic Datacrons. What are you doing with those bad boys?
I was really trying to get the Bastila one, so I hit Mission and Zalbar first, and it takes way too much to reroll level 9s, and so I ended up getting the Bastila on the 3rd one. And then I looked at it, and it looks good, but my Bastila is not even Relic 7 yet, and so I think, and that was right when I was finishing my Inquisitors. I needed all my signal data for that, and it was really taking a lot, so I didn't have the spare signal data to get her up. But it's mostly just really good stats. That's almost always the thing that draws me into Datacron sets, is if the stats are really good, or the level 3s are really good, just because you can spread them out to almost every team. I mean, this 15% max health and max protection thing is so useful for every team, and so
yeah, I
got it up to level 9, and then I realized that I don't really have the team set up for it, and so and I was kind of waiting to see if anyone had come out with any using this Datacron to beat this team, and I didn't really end up seeing anything of that, so I just ended up going for all the level 3s instead.
Right. Yeah, there's definitely some stalling going on right now with the health, added across health and protection across the board, but there's no dodge Datacron at the moment. That's just complete meta going crazy. So
yeah, luckily I avoided that meta when I was not playing, but I did play the first Datacron set, the one where it was like 15% turn meter to light side allies.
Yeah.
That one was pretty crazy.
All right, man. So let's give a final word here as we check out. So we found your love of Star Wars to your dad. You just found the game during the sequels. What would your parting advice or parting words be for any Galaxy Heroes players out there?
My main advice I would give is try to get your teams to an equal level. So it's really easy for me when I see people's rosters when they have like 2 relic characters and then like G12 characters. I feel like if you're gonna take time to invest into a team, you might as well give it at least the relics, you know? So if you're gonna dedicate time to a team, spend your time getting it all the way up and at least to level 3 so you can use Datacrons and stuff like that. So if you're dedicating yourself to a team, dedicate yourself fully.
I couldn't say it better myself. All right, man. Well, Fraxacious, I appreciate you jumping on today. This is really great, and I love seeing your roster. I definitely say keep working those mods because it sounds like you were just doing it recently. But you know, go top to bottom. Oh, I was going to ask you: is your guild requiring Grand Inquisitor? Is that why you got him?
So like I said, when I was on that break, I wasn't like on a full break. It was more I couldn't dedicate myself to do a lot of time, and so I was like, okay, well these Inquisitors are really annoying because every conquest, every galactic challenge is Inquisitors. I'll just farm them every day when I'm not paying attention to the game as much, so it's less of a grind. And then by the time I got them all to like 6 or 7 stars, my guild kind of made a soft requirement of like, hey guys, let's go towards this because Reva's really good. And so I was just ready for Inquisitor when Grand Inquisitor when he came out, as was most of my guild.
Well, there you go, man. Well, Fraxacious, thanks for joining us today, buddy. I really appreciate it.
Yep, have a good one.
All right, everybody, we will talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in, and of course, always remember, Nooch too good.